we're going to do a video on the McCoy Leo with the exposed ruffle skirt. We're going to have our back piece and our front piece, our 2 arm pieces, our 2 leg bands, our neck band, and our 2 skirt pieces. To start off with, we're going to take our back part of our Leo and our sleeves. We're going to line up the longer sides, and we're going to clip them down. Once again, making sure we're using the longer side of the sleeve. Then we're going to do the same thing for the other side, lining up our longer sides and clipping down our raw edges. And now we're going to sew our 2 seams. Now that we've got our 2 seams sewn, we're going to open up our sleeves. We're going to take the front part of our Leo and flip it wrong side up and match right sides together of the other side of our sleeve. Making sure everything's lining up and clipping as we go. And now we're going to do the same thing with our other sleeve. Placing them right sides together along that small side of the sleeve, the shorter length. And we're going to clip as we go, making sure everything's lining up. And now we're going to sew our seams again. Now that we've got our seams sewn, we are going to line up our sides by starting with the sleeve, and then I clip the seam together, and then down the side of our Leo. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Clipping our sleeve, and then our seam. Making sure everything's lining up. And then down the side again. And now we're going to sew our side seams. Now that we've got our side seams sewn, we're going to move our Leo to the side. And we're going to find our neck band. We're going to fold it in half hamburger style, or so the short sides line up, right sides together. And we're going to clip as we go on that short side. We're going to sew down the side. Now that we have sewn, we're going to take it and place it wrong sides together and fold it in half hamburger. Sorry, not hamburger, hot dog. And then we're going to take it and add the neckband to our Leo. I line up the seam with the back center of our Leo. And I pin it. Then I find our halfway mark on the other side. And I pin that to the front, right sides together. And then I quarter it and pin our sleeves to the neckband, or I guess the sides. Now we're going to sew around in a circle. Now that we have our neckband done, we're going to pull our Leo to the side. And we're going to start working on our skirt. We're going to take our 2 skirt pieces and place them right sides together. Then we're going to line up our short side and clip down the side of it. Making sure everything's lining up. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. And now we're going to sew down our sides. Now that we have our side seam sewn, we're going to lettuce hem the top of our skirt. Now that we have our lettuce hem done, we are going to fold 1/2 inch up wrong sides together and hem the bottom of our skirt. You can also lettuce hem if you would prefer. Now that we've got it all pinned, we're going to top stitch the bottom of our skirt. Now we're going to gather the top with either elastic, shearing thread, or basting stitch. Now that we've gathered it, we're going to connect it to our Leo, making sure our Leo is right side out and our skirt is also right side out. And I'm going to pin at my side seams where my notches are to make sure that everything lines up correctly. Doing the same with my other side seam. And I'm going to line everything up, and I'm going to take 2 pins to the middle. And I would suggest using pins and not clips since you're in the middle of the bodice. And I would suggest using at least the amount of pins I'm using, if not more, to make sure that your skirt lines up evenly with your notches. Now you're going to do the same thing with the back side, making sure everything lines up with our notches. Sorry, my side seam one came undone. I didn't pin it enough. But now we're going to line everything up, and I'm going to add 2 more pins, making sure the back side of my skirt lines up. And now I'm going to top stitch around my skirt. Now that we've top stitched, we're going to finish the bottom. We're going to turn our Leo wrong side out. And we're going to pin our crotch seams together, right sides together. And just make sure everything lines up. We're going to clip it. We're going to sew our crotch seam. Now our crotch seam sewn, we're going to put our Leo to the side. We're going to grab our 2 leg bands. We're going to fold them right sides together on the short side. We're going to clip it, making sure everything lines up. Going to do the same thing with the other band, fold it right sides together with the short sides lining up. We're going to clip and clip, and we're going to sew down our side seams. Now that we've got our side seams sewn, we're going to fold our leg band wrong sides together in half long ways. Then we're going to grab our Leo, making sure it's wrong side out, and we're going to take our leg bands and line them up seam to the crotch seam. Find the halfway point and pin to the side seam. Then we're going to find our quarters on both sides and pin it. Same for the other side, find our quarter and pin it. Then we're going to do the same thing with our other leg band and find the seam on the leg band and the crotch seam and pin it together. Then we're going to find our halfway point and pin it together there with our side seam. And then do the same thing as we did on the other side and find our quarter pieces and clip it, and do the same thing on the other side, quarter and clip. Now we're going to sew our leg openings. Now that we've sewn our leg openings, we're going to hem our sleeve by folding 1/2 inch, wrong sides together, and just pinning around our sleeve. We're going to do the same thing as we did with the skirt, but on both sleeves, folding 1/2 inch up, wrong sides together. And we're just making sure everything's lining up really nice and pretty. And we're going to do the same thing to the other seam. Other sleeve, 1/2 inch up, wrong sides together, and pinning around. Now we're going to top stitch using a cover stitch or a sewing machine. And there you have it, the McCoy Leo with an exposed skirt.